My name is Payton, and I am not a victim. I am a survivor. My challenges started when I was in about 7th grade. I was a very angry child, and that's kind of what started the early drug use and risky behaviors. I have 3 sisters and 1 brother. My mom and dad were married most of my life. I first started using drugs in the 7th grade. I continued to use drugs until the end of my 8th grade year. I did not pass any classes. I was expelled from school in 8th grade, and so my parents decided to send me to Pine Top to live with my grandmother and grandfather. Things started to turn around for me. I was riding horses every day. That's something that I love to do. I found a purpose in that. I was excelling in school, and my relationship with my grandparents, being the only child with them, really let me pay attention to myself and focus on what I was needing at the time. Shortly after I moved back from Pine Top, my grandma that I was living with before, she committed suicide by shooting herself. And that's when the heavy drug use began. The death of my grandmother created a complete downward spiral, not only with me, but with my mother. And that's when my mother and I began to use hard drugs together for the next 8 years. Doing drugs with my mom made me feel a sense of security because it was my mom, and so I felt more safe using with her. We were both in a lot of emotional pain due to losing my grandmother, and we didn't really know how to cope with that. The drug of choice for my mom and I was heroin and meth, which caused a lot of arrests, overdose. I was sexually assaulted multiple times. I was 18 to 21 years old. I was staying when I was homeless mainly around 20th Street and Indian School. I would sneak into the storage units over there. I would sleep in apartment bathrooms, on lawn chairs, on the street sometimes, underneath parking garages, anywhere that I could really find where the cops wouldn't see me using if they drove by. In 2014, I was arrested for one of the many burglaries that I did. And eventually I caught more charges for organized retail theft. After I did my time and I was released from prison, me and my mom started right back up where we left off. I ended up getting pregnant in 2016 while using heroin and meth intravenously. And I was currently on the run from parole. I had a warrant out, and so I ended up turning myself into the parole office. And God stepped in after I had my son, and he allowed me and my son, he allowed us to go to the Phoenix Rescue Mission. I started utilizing the Human Services campus and different resources. While at the Phoenix Rescue Mission, I received a grant from Brighter Way Dental to get my teeth done, which then built confidence from me because at the age of 24, I had less than half of my mouth of teeth, and I also utilized Circle of the City for medical purposes. I have now been with Community Bridges for 4 years, and I'm in a supervisory role where I oversee 3 different programs. Working with the populations that we serve is my purpose in life. It is my passion. I relate to almost every scenario and situation. I've gotten to use sexual assaults to my advantage so that I can get down on people's level and I can offer them a hand in something that they never want to share with anybody. I would say that the hardest part of my job within Community Bridges is losing our clients and losing our coworkers, and then also my personal life. I just lost my best friend after 5 years of sobriety. She passed away 5 months ago, and then having to move forward with that and find a way to still find a passion. The best part of my job is getting to watch people progress through substance use, being there for them, the women that are enduring sexual assaults daily, helping criminals that are just looked at as criminals, but I see them as human beings getting out of prison and getting them on their feet, getting the homeless housed that have been on the streets for years and years, and watching them open their new apartment. So today I have 2 beautiful children. Hudson, he is 5, and Oakland, she is 2. They're my anchor, and I am now married. I got married last year in October. Today I am now trusted with watching my nieces. I'm trusted with watching them grow up, with being at every family function. Me and my mom now have a relationship that's healthy. Today my life is great. It's something that I never imagined for myself. I didn't have any hope, and everything that everyone's put into me, I took the steps that people had suggested to me.